All right, so this is the Westin Puerto Vallarta. It is the second hotel on my 5-hotel, 15-day Puerto Vallarta trip. Specifically, this is part of my budget luxury series where I try to find the absolute best hotels for the most affordable prices. So what do I have to do here? They have some of the best restaurants in the entire city close by. I'm gonna check out both of those. And then the pool here looks amazing. It looks custom. It looks like a tropical oasis. I'm gonna spend as much time there as possible. Basically, you know how I do it. I'm here for 3 nights. I'm gonna find the very best that this hotel has to offer. This is the Westin Puerto Vallarta Coolist Luxury Hotels. All right, this is hotel number 2. This is the Westin. The Westins are typically a tick up from the Sheratons. We're gonna find out if that is true. This is my junior suite. This is also part of my budget luxury series. Yes, this room is budget luxury. There are 3 huge things about this room. One is the indoor-outdoor bathroom. The entire bathroom has this indoor-outdoor feel. I'll show you that. And then I have my private terrace with my private outdoor jacuzzi. I'll show you that. But I wanna start where I would normally end in any other Westin video, and that is with the bed. Westin beds are some of the best in the entire hotel game. They are so popular and so amazing, you can actually go online and buy them, and that is because everybody after sleeping on them wants to buy them. I put these right up there with the Win bed. That's right, I put them right up there with the Win bed, which is pretty much one of the best in the world. In fact, sometimes I think this is better because it's just a little softer than what you'd find at Win. All right, let me show you the bathroom. This is something that I've never really seen before. This entire bathroom has skylights. It's completely enclosed and it's completely sheltered, but you feel like you are completely outdoors. So when you're standing in here, you have the natural light coming down. When you are bathing, if you don't want to bathe outside, you want to bathe inside, you have your skylight there, and then you have another huge skylight over the shower. So it just makes you feel like you are outdoors in your comfy confines of being indoors. That is really neat. And then last but not least, let me show you this private outdoor terrace. I had one of these at the Sheraton, and this Westin one I do think is better. You have 2 private chase chairs right there. Here is your private jacuzzi. This is a corner suite, and then look at the striking views. It's a little gloomy right now. Just have to use your imagination of what this is like when the sun is out. Hopefully I'll be able to get some footage for you. But you have an overview of all the pools. I count like 4 or 5 pools. So that is it for my room tour of my junior suite here at the Westin. It's time to get this trip started. We gotta eat, we gotta drink, we gotta go to the pool, we gotta go to the beach. There's a lot to get to. The only question is, where am I going to start? Good morning, it's my first official full day here at the Westin Puerto Vallarta. It rained last night. I'll talk about that a little bit in a second. So right now it's a little gloomy, it's a little overcast, but it is very still and quite peaceful. You have the clouds hovering in the hills over there, which I think is really cool. The ocean is really calm. Sometimes a heavy rain will do that, and there is no one down at the pool right now. So although this is not the most picturesque, although this is not the sunniest scene right now, it just feels really, really nice and really relaxing. All right, so last night it did rain, so I just was kind of forced to stay on site. I went to La Cascada, had a couple drinks, had a couple burgers. The one standout was the blended Blue Hawaiian. I've had some Blue Hawaiians in my life. I've never had a blended Blue Hawaiian. Put that thing on your bucket list because it was stupendous. All right, so moving forward, I have a huge trip planned for this Westin stay. The 2 best restaurants in Puerto Vallarta are very close to here, which means I'm going off campus for my 2 next dinners. Again, the 2 best spots in all of Puerto Vallarta. I can't wait to show you those. And also, of course, I have to get down to the pool and to the beach. I'm just waiting for the weather to cooperate. As soon as it does, I'm heading down there. I'm gonna have some fun. finally, I've waited 4 hours for this. The sun has finally peeked out. I'm gonna take what I can get. So I'm down here at the pool. This is like a little mini oasis. It kind of looks like paradise. Look at all these tall palm trees, lots of pools. Let's go do it. So I interrupt this pool session for lunch, aka the Coco Loco. This thing was lined with coconuts. Mine's being prepared right now. You get all 6 of these alcohols. I thought you just got 1 or 2. No, you get all 6. And I guess that's why they call it the Coco Loco. I love my coconut drinks. This one has me a little scared. Let's go check it out. All right, so that was the pool. The rain is coming in, so we got a couple hours, and I'm really happy about that. I liked the pool area. It wasn't just your normal blob of a pool that we see so many times when we're on vacation. They put some effort into it. They put some time in to engineer it. It had some twists and some turns, some nooks and some crannies. There were some separated areas. One seemed to be more family, generic oriented, and the other one seemed to be kind of adult oriented with the swim up bar. There were some alcoves and nooks and crannies and areas where you could kind of lose yourself. Lots of tall tropical palm trees down there. It really felt like just a serene oasis tropical environment, so I really liked it. What I really liked was that Coco Loco drink. I just happened to stumble across that, and what I loved was that blended blue Hawaiian. The blended blue Hawaiian, by the way, could possibly overtake Pina Colada as my go-to tropical drink. The only problem is I've never seen it before, but now that I know about it, this could be it. So after I had some lunch down there, I was going to go to the beach, but the beach, I don't know, I've seen better beaches in Minnesota. I'm not really impressed with the Puerto Vallarta beaches thus far. I am told that Puerto Vallarta has some of the best beaches in Mexico. I have yet to see them, so I've been disappointed on both the ones at Sheridan and here. Maybe they will improve once I get up to Punta de Mita here in a couple days. So right now I'm off to the second best restaurant in all of Puerto Vallarta, and I'm going to the best restaurant tomorrow night. That's right, I'm doing number 2 tonight and number 1 tomorrow. As of right now, I'm off to dinner. I'll hit you with a check-in in the morning. Best day I've experienced thus far while I've been in Puerto Vallarta. I was not planning on going down to the pool, but considering this weather, I almost feel compelled to do so. So that is what I'm going to do. But before I get to that, I must tell you about dinner last night at Porfirio's. Is it the second best restaurant in Puerto Vallarta? I'd say yeah, easily. Phenomenal place. The atmosphere was elegant. It was very trendy, cool, upscale, modern, dark, sophisticated. All the words I always use. Oh, and before I go any further, I should mention that it is Mexican cuisine, like high-end Mexican food. So if you're looking for your traditional and authentic Mexican dishes with some quality and some luxury, you want to head to Porfirio's. Most interesting dish of the night, guacamole with grasshoppers. That's right, I added grasshoppers, like real grasshoppers, to my guacamole last night. They're basically were just for texture. Can't really say I tasted anything. I will say when I went home and brushed my teeth, I did find grasshopper shrapnel in my mouth. Too much information, I know. Probably will not do it again, but I'm glad I went outside my comfort zone and tried it. Best drink of the night was the pina colada. I had this theory that steakhouses and high-end restaurants serve the best pina coladas. This theory holds true in Miami, Montreal, Cancun, and now Puerto Vallarta. So I really had a great time at Porfirio's. I cannot wait to compare it to the number 1 restaurant tonight. I'll tell you more on that later. Right now, let's get down to the pool. Today at the pool, it was fully sunny. And yesterday it rained after the pool and I went to the #2 restaurant in the entire city. Today it rained after the pool and I'm going to the #1 restaurant in the entire city, Sonora Prime. I looked at the menu and it is fantastic. I'll touch on that in just a second. I love the pool. The pool is probably the best feature of this entire property. Technically, I think there are only two or three pools, but because there are so many nooks and crannies and crevices and alcoves, it makes you feel like there are 50 different private pools. If you want to have a private moment or spend some private time in the water with a significant other or friend, you're going to be able to find a private spot for sure in one of these pools. I loved my time down there, and for the record, I am officially addicted to those blended blue Hawaiian drinks. All right, Sonora Prime, the #1 restaurant. Have I said it's the #1 restaurant? The #1 restaurant in Puerto Vallarta, the heavy hitter, the rude boy. I intentionally left it for my last night here. Last night's dinner was pretty epic. It's gonna be a hard act to follow, but if any restaurant can do it, I'm confident it's Sonora Prime. All right, Sonora Grill, Sonora Prime. I walked out of there with some souvenirs last night. It's one thing to leave a restaurant with leftovers. It's another thing to leave with souvenirs. I'm not even sure if I was able to take these, but sometimes in life, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. So Sonora Grill, top restaurant, #1 best in Puerto Vallarta. I'm gonna say yes. This place would be a top restaurant in any major city. It'd be a top restaurant in Miami, Chicago, and LA, and it would absolutely be a top steakhouse in one of those cities as well. The menu was geniusly creative. The tableside presentations were sensational and spectacular. My favorite one was the beef Wellington with the injectable cheddar cheese. Then they cut it open right in front of you and then it spreads out. That was pretty remarkable. And the craft cocktails were as good as anything you'd find in an elite craft cocktail bar. I had 4 of them. My 2 favorites were the Blue Vacationist, which is pretty much a take on a blue Hawaiian. This guy was on the side of the drink just hanging on for dear life, kind of a metaphor. And then I like the Pink Flamingo as well. Overall, the restaurant was classy, it was elegant, it was welcoming, it was fun, it was modern, it was trendy, and most importantly, it was unforgettable. If you're looking for probably the best meal in Puerto Vallarta, absolutely head to Sonora Grill. All right, so my time at the Westin is finalizing. I wanna talk about the room, what I liked about the property, what I didn't like about the property, and who this property is for. My favorite aspects of the room were the heavenly bed, the bathroom with skylights across the entire ceiling, and my own private terrace that had overlooks of 3 things: the pool, the ocean, and the Marina Puerto Vallarta. That was pretty sensational. My favorite part of the property was the pool. It was unique, it was interesting, it was lush, and it was beautiful. It made you feel like you were really somewhere special. There were 3 things I really liked about the property, or 3 characteristics of the property. I would say location, nature, and value. The location here, the marina location, is arguably one of the best in Puerto Vallarta. You have beautiful views of the ocean, sprawling views of Puerto Vallarta. The marina is one of the classiest areas to hang out in Puerto Vallarta. Phenomenal day life, excellent nightlife, filled with shopping, bars, restaurants, etc. Nature, and I'm not saying tropical, and I'm not saying beaches. Nature is a theme of this hotel, whether it's the outdoor waterfalls, the indoor waterfalls, the scenic outdoor overlooks from the inside lobby, the overlooks from La Cascada, the bar. Even if you're in your room getting ready, you have skylights out the entire bathroom. And of course, you have the ability to walk outside your private terrace or balcony to catch a glimpse or feel of nature. Kind of no matter where you go on this property, you're surrounded by elements of nature, making you feel very relaxed and very comfortable. And lastly, value is a major standout on this property. That's really what got me to this property. This is part of my budget luxury series where I look for the best hotels pretty much for the cheapest prices. And I kind of weigh luxury and kind of weigh budget and combine them to two. And anytime you could get in a Westin, especially in a major area like Puerto Vallarta for a cheap price, I think you really have to take notice. And the value doesn't end at the rooms. Really, that's where it begins. Everything from the cabanas to the activities to the food to the dining, everything on this property was very approachable in terms of pricing. This property is not without some drawbacks though. Number one would be the lack of dining options, specifically evening dining and high-end dining options. I thought the pool was great, but when it came to that prominent evening dining spot, I just didn't find it here at the Westin. And lastly, this is an interesting one, and it's why you never judge a book by its cover, because if I were to judge the Westin by its cover, I would have never entered through the doors. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing on the outside. It could definitely use a facelift. The good news is, if you can get past the questionable facade on the outside and once you get inside, you're really gonna like the property. But the property's exterior could definitely use a modernization and an upgrade. And this was not a problem for me, but it could be a problem for some people. This property was actually too relaxed. It was too tranquil and too chill, if there is such a thing, but yes, that's true. So for those of you that are extroverted and for those of you that need some energy, you're not really gonna find it here. This place is definitely gonna put you to sleep. If you are looking for a property with a pulse, a heartbeat, just basically some liveliness and some energy, you're probably gonna wanna look elsewhere. This is one of the most quiet hotels I've ever been to in my life. And taking that into account, this property is perfect for small groups, very small groups, couples, small families, and solo travelers. All right, so that is it. My time at the Westin is completed. I quite enjoyed my time here. The outdoor terrace and the pool were the two most special things to me about this property. I'm on to my next hotel. It's the third and final one in this budget luxury series in Puerto Vallarta. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'll see you in that video.